Respected dear family members, my pranams to you. What is the use of spirituality? Spirituality and religion are reasonably different. Spirituality, as explained by certain individuals, is known as the religion of that person. Spirituality explained by Jesus Christ or spiritual life as explained by Jesus Christ is Christianity. Spiritual life, spirituality as explained by Prophet Muhammad is Islam. As explained by Buddha is Buddhism. So like that, religion is the opinion of an individual. Whereas spirituality is the truth, the fact and essence of our life directly linked with the mind. All the aspect connected with our physical life is directly linking the body. Whereas spirituality is directly connected with our mind, even though we used to tell it as connected with the soul. So spirituality is needed for enriching and nourishing our mind. It is just like the nutrition for the mind. The fat, carbohydrate and protein plus micronutrients are needed for our body. If you put everything together, stories connected with the spirituality, experiences connected with the spirituality, messages connected with the spirituality, the truth and fact connected with the spirituality are directly linking our mind towards that particular essence of life. Spirituality should not become a burden in our life. It should become a part of our life. Spirituality, the ultimate aim is not to go to heaven or not for going to heaven, but to create a heaven in this world through ourselves moving from bad to good, darkness to light, and a tensionful life to tensionless life. As we used to pray, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Yodirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. From bad to good, good to better, better nearer to the best. From darkness to light or from ignorance to knowledge. From a tensionful life to tensionless life. This is what is the need in the modern period. Lord Krishna has told Jnanam Vijnana Sahidam Yat Jnatva Mokshate Ashubhat. Use the scientific knowledge for enriching the spiritual knowledge so that we will be saving ourselves from superstitions and negative activities. Use the scientific, logical and rational knowledge for enriching the spirituality or analyzing the spirituality or understanding the spirituality or explaining the spirituality. That is needed to avoid blind faith and negative faith or superstition. So spirituality is scientific. It is connected with the psychology. It is connected with the mind. Spirituality is connected with individual life. Spirituality is connected with the family life. Matra Devo Bhava is a spiritual aspect towards mother. Pitra Devo Bhava is also a spiritual aspect towards our father. Janani Janma Bhumischa Surgada Vigadiyasi. It is the spiritual aspect towards our motherland. And Namaste Vayo Tumeva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tumeva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami. Our the spiritual aspect towards air. Ima Apa Shiva Sandhu Shubha Shuddhascha Nirmala Pavana Shitala Shiva Puda Surya Sarishmaivihi. Spiritual aspect towards water. Ayam Mata Pradvi Putroham Pradivya. Spiritual aspect towards earth. Krishnena Rajasa Vartamano Nimeshayan Amritam Martyam Jachiranyayena Savitaradhena Devo Yadi Bhuvanani Pashyan Adityaya Namaha. Spiritual aspect towards sun. S-U-N. So spirituality is needed for making our life systematic and customatic. There is no English word like customatic. I made that word for giving a clear picture why we need spirituality. For an Indian, it is very easy to understand what is meant by customatic, because everything we connected with the customs and rituals. So spirituality is needed. Spirituality is not a non-scientific aspect. It is a scientific aspect, it is a rational aspect, it is a logical aspect needed for enriching our mind, needed for stabilizing our mind, Spirituality is needed for guiding our life, for finding out the correct pathway in our life. But a blind spirituality sometimes unnecessary flourished with, I am using a wrong word, overflowing with the superstitions, that creates the problem. Anything beyond a limit is dangerous. So spirituality should not become a disease, and offering to the God should not become a symptom of disease. Spirituality is needed just like the salt in Medu Vada. Salt should not exceed the limit in Vada. Salt should not go far below the normal level. For getting the correct taste of the Vada, we have to put the correct quantity of salt. So, Vada, other component is just like our life, and the salt is just like our spirituality. Spirituality is needed to the need extent, and it should not cross beyond a limit other both ways. Should not be far lower, should not be far higher. So spirituality is needed for enriching our mind to a very great extent. Next point I want to tell again a Sanskrit shloka from Upanishad. Mana eva manishyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam muktam nirvishayam smritam. In this Upanishadic shloka, it is told that when mana eva manushyanam bandha mokshayoho karanam, all type of bondage and attachment and aversion and opposite of bondage that we possess, we have only through the mind. Mind is the factor in the body which causes attraction and repulsion, attraction and aversion. Bondage strengthening and bondage loosening are through the mental attitude. Happiness is an aspect connected with the mind. Pleasure is an aspect connected with the body. Pain is an aspect connected with the body. Sorrow is an aspect connected with the mind. So the mind is the storehouse of positives and negatives connected with the emotions in our life. All the emotions, anger, fear, aversion, attraction, jealousy, ego, everything is kept in the storehouse of mind. When you are sleeping, the mind is also sleeping, so there is no anger, no ego, no jealousy, no fear, nothing is there when you are sleeping. When your mind is brought under severe control through anesthesia, even surgery can be done, your body cutting will not be known to you. So, mind is the cause of all the positives and the negatives, particularly emotions and feelings in our life. Mana eva manishyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Bandha means attraction or bondage. Moksha means repulsion or relinquishing from that. Bandhaya vishayasaktam. Mind, when connected with your ears, E-A-R-S, ears, then hearing becomes listening. When mind connects with your eyes, looking becomes watching. When mind connects with your talking, the talking becomes discussion. Thinking becomes analyzing when the mind is connected with that. Carefully talking is discussion. Wholeheartedly listening or hearing is listening. So listening means mind input is there. Watching means mind input is there. Discussion means mind input is there. Analyzing means mind input is there. So whatever you are interested in repeated listening, it is due to the mental attraction. Whatever you never wanted to listen, that is your mental repulsion. Mind is the cause of that. And whatever you want to watch repeatedly is mental attitude towards that. Whatever you want to eat, it is mental aspect of that. So remember, mana eva manishyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam muktam nirvishayam smritam. Even the mind can give up all these things by training. A healthy body can be created by exercise for the body. A a healthy mind can be created through yoga, meditation and so on. So Upanishad tell about mind. Now another interesting point. Yesterday I happened to see Shankarabharanam movie, a fantastic movie. You know, it got released 80s, 1980, 81, 82. While I was working for my PhD in biochemistry in Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, Hyderabad, I was so fortunate enough to watch this movie many times in Hyderabad. Many times I watched. What attracted me towards that Shankarabharanam movie is that Indian heritage, one of the most important Indian heritage is the music, songs, Carnatic music or Hindustani music. Almost during that period, whatever Indian heritage were there or whatever Indian heritage are there during that period, that was slowly started disappearing. Slowly started disappearing from the mind of the people, and the people started cravingly moving towards the west. People started moving cravingly towards the west. Remember that Shankarabharanam movie tells you that Indian cultural heritage or Indian heritage can never be wiped out from the soil and from the mind of the people. Even a small boy can be the carrier of Indian heritage from the past generation to the next generation. Maybe that the Indian heritage may be slightly coming down and a few people may be forgetting about it. But just like we say, whenever negatives are taking place, positives will automatically come in India. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavam yugi yugi. Whenever the negatives are coming, that will be resulting finally in the upliftment of the positive. You know, Hiranyakashipu was the instrument for the Narasimha Avatara. The negative character Kamsa was the instrument for the birth of Lord Krishna. And the dejection of Arjuna was the cause of Bhagavad Gita's birth in the earth. So remember that, you know, Sri Rama came to this earth exclusively because of Ravana. When the negatives comes, that will be giving a powerful push for the avatara of positive. So Shankarabharanam movie informs us that Indian culture will never dwindle, never fade, never can be eliminated or uprooted. At least one or two people will be there who will be just like Swami Vivekananda or Shankaracharya or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa or Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, or for that matter Ramana Maharshi, or anyone will be coming time after the time for the resurrection of the Indian heritage. And Abharanam Shankara for carrying the music from the past generation, and he handed over it to the next generation, the son of a prostitute. But that fellow will be the carrier for the next generation. That movie shows how Indian culture will back time after the time and yugas after yuga. That is important. Next point I wanted to tell about Sri Narendra Modi's Independence Day lecture. You know, when he was coming to Red Fort for delivering the Independence Day lecture, he's back. En route he stopped his car and got out of the car, went to a very big group of students, stood with them for taking the photographs. Remember that? 3 or 4 security people without any gun, without any pistol, without any gun. He was fully free and casual and just walked into the group of the children, students, and discussed with them, touched them, waved them and blessed them, stood with a few children, a few students decorated with a Lord Krishna or Lord Rama apparel. And after that he came to Red Fort and as usual started delivering lecture for 45 minutes, following all protocols. But remember that for the last many decades, Indian prime ministers always used to stand within the bulletproof cover, and then they used to talk to the people. But for the last 3 times, Sri Narendra Modi stood openly and delivered the lecture. And no bulletproof cover for him. Even Dr. Manmohan Singh, such a sadhu, poor man, simple man, no terrorist in the world will be venturing to send a bullet to him, such a harmless fellow. Even he was also standing inside the bulletproof cover for delivering the Independence Day lecture. Such a lion, Swayameva Mrugendrata, such a lion like Sri Modi standing openly showing the chest and the face to the public, and 45 minutes lecture in between, walking directly to the children and discussing with them and posing for the photographs, and then entering into the car and his security putting that safety belt in the car, and then the car moving. These are all something beyond the level of our imagination. As the Congress prime ministers always protected themselves, even though they were less bothered about the nation. They always were careful for protecting themselves. Now I think in India, except a few places in Jammu Kashmir, terrorism has got almost wiped out from the soil of India. And exclusively because of that, Sri Narendra Modi could walk out to the children and also stand openly for delivering the independence. Growing. A bold India is growing. I am sure that wonderful things are happening. Now, next point I want to tell is about Hindu school. There are so many Hindu schools, so many Christian schools and so many Muslim schools, and in that Christian school they used to pray connected with the biblical prayer, and all connected with the Bible used to be taught in the Christian school. All connected with the Quran used to be taught in the Muslim school. But the Hindus are so secular, even afraid of teaching Hindu Dharma in Hindu school. Nobody is imposing anything nowadays after our new Prime Minister has taken the seat as Prime Minister. But still Hindus are afraid, whether can I teach Vedas? The children, can I teach Puranas? Can I chant Vishnu Sahasranama? Can I chant the Hindu prayer in Hindu school? They are all worried about it and afraid about it, whether the government will be taking action against them. But remember that is a very serious negative built up in the mind of Hindus, creating an inferiority complex and thinking that when the school children should not be taught Indian culture, Hindu Dharma. Because if we say Hinduism, Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, Indian culture, that is non-secular and fascist according to the so-called pseudo-progressive, pseudo-radicalists and pseudo-atheists and pseudo-communists. Most unfortunately, we are afraid to learn and teach our own heritage to the Hindu schools. Christians are doing their level worst for teaching this foreign religion, Christianity. Muslims are teaching with the government money the foreign religion, Islam. But Indians, Hindus are afraid of teaching Hindu Dharma to the Hindu students in Hindu school, and where government of India has got nothing to do, state government has got nothing to do with that one. Instead of that, they are encouraging that learning and teaching Hindu Dharma. So every Hindu school, whether it is in Kerala or all over India, we should take a serious and sincere, devoted and dedicated step to learn and teach Indian heritage, Indian cultural aspect connected with every subject to the students. Every subject is to be taught to the students. Then only we can just transfer whatever we inherited from our past generation to the next generation. If we are not doing that, well, naturally we cannot blame the next generation that they are ignorant about our heritage. We should, the school authorities, the teachers and the management should become the instrument for learning and teaching Indian heritage to the students.